so much fun. Straight.
I gotta go. I got to.
But my shirt wants to talk. That's why his mouth is open in so much psycho pain.
Everybody run. Don't wait.
Hello. Welcome back to the Monday Morning Mind Pod. We're here today in the last part of the 4-episode string of consciousness to talk about conspiracies. Anyway, conspiracies. Do you have any fun conspiracies? You were saying mermaids in a previous episode. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I've always believed. I don't know. Maybe blame it on the H2O series that came along and on Nickelodeon or whatever. But yeah, I do believe that. Because it's a huge ocean out there.
For sure.
There's like probably so many things that we haven't seen and that are hiding and or that they just are hiding from us.
Yeah, we've only seen like 5% of the ocean. So there's plenty of room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They may not look like how they portray them in movies.
Probably much uglier.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, no offense to all the mermaids out there. Yeah. Don't have any tales. Do you have any tales? Do you know of any tales of mermaids? I used to know some tales of mermaids. I just can't remember them.
I don't know, like there's some where there's people saying that they've seen them in the water.
Scientists would have you think that they're all manatees. But I'm sorry. They ain't fat mermaids. They're usually pretty slim. Not chunky boys like manatees. But I don't have much in the way of mermaid knowledge. That's not one of my fortes, unfortunately. Any other conspiracies you have?
Not that I can think of. You probably can ring that bell for me.
Ding. I have a lot of conspiracies, some of which I don't really want to talk about because I'm sure that I will be soonly disappeared. But I have some that are less disappearing of me conspiracies, which is a positive thing, and that's what I'm going to dive into today with you. I'm just going to go down the rabbit hole of the things that I have read here. And, oh no, I do have the one that is... Fuck. Okay, we're just going to start with a light one. Bigfoot.
Could be true.
Could be true. I tend to doubt Bigfoot. There are people who have said that they have seen and recorded like audio but no visual of Bigfoot.
So like Bigfoot is just this Bigfoot hairy guy, right?
Yeah.
Is this a guy? Is it supposed to be a guy or an animal?
No, it's like an animal. It's like the missing, like, it's not like, it's like they say it's the missing link, but it's like partially human, partially like gorilla orangutan type.
Probably. I believe that. They experimented a lot, so I know.
But do you think it's experimentation, or do you think it's a actual
both
animal?
Both.
There is evidence of, but it was like 1,000,000 years old, fossil type thing of like a giant ape thing that was roaming around when like early humans, or early, not like us humans, but like hominids were running around, and it's supposed to be like 8 to 10 feet tall and running around, which I mean, yeah, I believe because there's actual fossil evidence of it, but like I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot per se, which seems to be crazy because I've seemed to be believing in a lot of crazy shit. But Bigfoot isn't really one of them, which is surprising. But I'm definitely open if ever anybody ever actually gets some actual things. I don't know if you've seen the Bigfoot fuck, what is it, vlogs? Have you seen the Bigfoot vlogs on like Instagram and TikTok? Oh my god, those are great. it's AI created, and it's like a Bigfoot like in like holding a selfie cam and like talking about weird shit that he's doing with other big feet and aliens and other shit out there. It's great. It's good stuff. Highly recommend. I stumbled upon it. I heard about it, and of course, because I heard about it, I stumbled upon it like a day or two later, and it was quite great. And I watched a good like 30 minutes of videos of it accidentally. Just like next one. It's so good. Anyway, the Uncanny Valley. Do you know what the Uncanny Valley is?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
The Uncanny Valley is like you know, back in like the early thousands, you know, when you were born, so probably you remember that extremely well. But you know, like the early early 2000s, like video. God, I cannot talk right now. Like the video editing where they made people but they were fake on movies and such, how they looked human but they're not, and it always made people unsettled. And like mannequins, like the fear of mannequins, because they tap into that uncanny valley. There's like a theory, conspiracy, whatever, what have you, that the uncanny valley is so like prevalent in like the fears of a lot of people, including myself, because like there is either like aliens that have come down faked looking like us, that there's something that's off, or like there was some species that was out there, maybe it was like Neanderthal or something, and it looked similar to us but it wasn't us, and we just couldn't communicate, and it made like a permanent fear in things that look human but aren't human in like the species as a whole. Like there's like, you know how there's like cats and have like the ability to like always land on their feet, and dogs have like the sense of like whatever, like there's generational things, like how animals can just like up walk and figure out what they're doing. Like there's generational like things in their head that like make it so they just know what to do, and they think that it's like in our brains, like the uncanny valley is like, that's not a human, like we can just tell that it's like something's off about that, and it makes us like afraid of that and don't like it. And I've always been interested in that because I definitely have that fear. I definitely do not like that guy over there because of that. It's my mannequin. The JFK assassination.
Heard about it.
People think that it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald, was it? And they think it was the CIA. And they think it was the CIA because he wouldn't invade Cuba. For whatever reason, they were going down there to try to invade Cuba. That's why they had the whole like Cuban Missile Crisis, because they were trying to do some flag to try to take control of Cuba or try to change the regime of Cuba, because they had like whatever, and because he didn't play along with it and he stopped them from going forward with the mission, that they ended up killing him.
Could be.
I mean, the CIA does a lot of shady shit. Probably gonna hunt me down and take me out.
No.
But they do a lot of shady shit.
We're just having a nice chat.
It's just speculation. We don't know. we're gonna move on before I go too much more into that. The moon.
I've heard a lot of things about how they say it's fake and that it's something's projecting it or something. I've heard a lot of crazy things from actual people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into a lot of those right now, probably. Yeah, we'll start with the moon is fake. Apparently, there are somewhere, I don't remember where. I hear things. I retain most of the information, just not the specifics. Somewhere out there are writings of a time before the moon, and that the moon was brought to us to stabilize the earth, and it was brought by the star people. And there's a lot of different star people out there, which goes back to our alien episode, which I probably forgot to talk about, but it's fine. I can run down that rabbit hole. Fuck. All right. Anyway, but there was like writings. I think from either at least one, if not a couple, different civilizations that have writings of a time before the moon. And then, like, there's all the weird things that go along with that. Like, the moon is 400 times smaller, but 400 times closer to the Earth, so we get the perfect eclipse. And it's just like, how does that work out? And like, what's the odds? And there's the whole like them shooting part of a lunar lander into the moon to see what happened, because science. And it rang like a bell as if it were hollow for like minutes afterward. Like, it just rang, and they watched it. They're like, is it hollow? So like, there's the hollow moon theory. And then there's like then there's the theories of us never going to the moon, actually never going.
Yeah, I heard about that too, that it's all faked.
Yeah,
But
like, I like to believe the I am in the room of the Earth was hit by a Mars-sized object, and that hit spun out the moon, and it's slowly been going away from us ever since. And it used to be a lot closer, and it moves back an inch every year. Like, I believe that theory. So I'm just speculating on these other theories. And like, apparently there's like a radiation belt that you can't pass, like humans can't pass or else they die, around the Earth. Like, it's out there a little ways. And if you go into that, you get radiation poisoning and you die. And so we can't ever have passed that to get to the moon, especially in 1969, when we were supposed to have gone to the moon. This is a theory. I still want to believe that we actually went to the moon, but there's like a lot of evidence that points to the contrary, that it was all faked, because there's like the video of them in the capsule looking back at Earth, and it's like there's no stars, and it's just like the Earth, just like a little Earth. And then like, that's what they sent out to people, but there's like an extra like 30 seconds of footage where they take off like a shielding, and then you can see that it was just a portion of like the ocean, and the actual Earth was like huge and like super bright, and they couldn't have, like, they didn't see that. And there's supposed to be no room in between the camera and the window. It's supposed to be right up against the window, but really it was in like the back of the capsule, and like it was like a paper was put over the window, so you can only see a little sliver of the Earth, and it's supposed to be from a lot closer. I've seen that video, and I'm like, And the fact that we were in a race with Russia, and like Russia beat us to space. Russia beat us to putting a person into space. Russia beat us to like going around the Earth in space, and then all of a sudden, bam, we made it to the moon. Like probably all political, just to be superior over Russia thing. And then there's the like all the pictures that have shadows going this way and that way and this way, when you know it's only supposed to be the sun giving light, so all the shadows should be going the same way. And then they have shadows that go like this. That's not how shadows shadow. If anybody knows about shadowing, that's not how shadow shadow. And then they have like, I'm trying to think of all the things. I'm trying to remember all the things that I've heard about it. Then they have the flag. There's a flag waving thing. Like the flag, as they plant it, it waves like as if there was an atmosphere. But that one, like Mythbusters debunked on that one. That one I give to Mythbusters because they put it in a big vacuum chamber and it waved just like they did on the moon. So that one could be real. What is the other one? There was one I had it. I had it. The interview after they got back, they all looked like scared, like they were lying, and they were all like weird about it. And then like Neil Armstrong gave like a speech like 30 years later to like graduates of a university saying how they're going to discover new things that we've never imagined, get to places like that we couldn't back in my day. And like, why would you say you couldn't get to places that you supposedly had gotten to and such like that? Mm-hmm. Like he said like really cryptic shit apparently in this speech. And that's what I was gonna say. And like all the technology that they used to get to the moon, it got lost and destroyed conveniently. And that's why we've never been back in the last like 50 years. It's all gone. I don't know how we got up there. It's crazy how we got up there. How did you get up there? Who knows? I don't know. That's weird. It's weird that the footage got lost as well. They recorded over the footage of them on the moon. They recorded over that footage. It's gone. Like all we have is like they took the footage that they had initially, they projected it on like a wall, and then like the news recorded that. So they didn't get the original footage. And then that footage got lost. So all we have is the recordings. And the technology is gone. And like we can't figure out how to get to the moon now. In 2025, like we don't know how to get to the moon. And yet they got there in 1969 with like less technology than this. They got to the moon, but we can't do it now. And like Elon Musk, he says that we need like so much more fuel to get to the moon than like the Saturn rocket had that went to the moon. There's all this shit that says that we never went to the moon. And like there's like, you know, all you gotta do is pay off like 8 people. Is the people in the control room that got on like video of controlling the room, and the astronauts. That's all you have to pay off. That's all the people that would know better.
Or just
Oh, yeah, that. There's a story of this son whose dad worked for NASA back in 1969, his dad worked with some dude who saw that it was all faked. and was going to tell everybody. And the dad told his son on his deathbed, of course it was a deathbed confessional, on his dad told the son that he killed that guy to keep the secret alive. So somebody apparently did get whacked to keep the secret that we never went to the moon alive. Yeah, crazy shit. Like all this, excuse you, all these things point to like the moon landing being fake. I want it to be real, but it's like it's questionable with all this evidence that comes out. It's weird. Don't you think? You're not saying much.
I'm just here to.
She's here to be my sounding board. So I have someone to talk to, like a crazy person. Maybe I am crazy. All right. So I forgot about this. I think this will just stay into this conspiracy window because I'm already getting disappeared by the CIA for this one, but it's fine. So there's this witness. I don't know why I quoted if she was a witness. There was this witness that it goes back to the Trump on the Epstein tapes, because she said how he was in Jeffrey Epstein's penthouse like 3 times a week, and then she mysteriously gets hit by a car before she gets to testify. Isn't that strange? A lot of people get hit by cars who have valuable information. It's just a weird coincidence. I firmly coincidized that one. Just like so many people just like, oh, he died, he knew too much, obviously. But like that goes in with like the people who build there's been like 3 or 4 different people that have built cars that run on water, and then they mysteriously disappear after they bring it out to the public. Like they figure it out, they're like telling about it, they're like get on the news, and then they are dead and or gone. Like one person in America, one person in like Africa, and one person somewhere else have all come up with this like the water becomes the gases burn, and then it's free, easy, and it goes right back into the water cycle, so the water never disappears and all that shit. And then they disappear or die. It's just it like they get taken out by like the big oil companies. They're just gone. The last one that I have is the Smithsonian Museum.
I never heard of it.
It's like the big national museum. It's in Washington D.C. and it's supposed to have like all the like history in it. But apparently they hide a lot of history and cover up a lot of history, you know, because why not? Nobody needs to know that. Listen to our narrative. We got it. We know what's happened. But apparently there's been a lot of giants that they've covered up.
I believe that.
Yeah. Like I was like, back when I was your age, back in my day, when I was your age, 10 years ago, I heard people thought giants were real. I thought they were crazies. But I've come around. Because there's apparently like all of like Native American cultures and whatever, they have stories of giants, and they're like giants usually with red hair, and they're giants with red hair, and they were always at war with these giants. And there's like a famous story of how like in like Arizona and Nevada, I think, maybe Utah, I don't know, one of them, that like the Native Americans chased the giants into like a cave and burned them, and then like burned the cave so all of them died, and they just like sealed off the cave, and then the Smithsonian came in, got all the bones, took them, hid them so that nobody would believe in them. But there's like been like 7, 8, 9, 10-foot skeletons been found and then purchased by the Smithsonian and covered up. Like they're like news articles that people finding the giants.
Well, they don't want anyone to find out
about the giants, the aliens.
I don't know if I spelled that right.
Big scary creatures? Yeah, they want to keep all the big scary creatures, the big feet, the aliens, the giants. They want them to stay covered up. But why? Why does it matter? Why wouldn't we want to know what's in our world? What does it change? Especially right now. What would it change? Like if they just came out on TV right now and be like, hey.
Then people would probably get in their cars and try to everybody.
You think the world would go into chaos? What they say is the reason that there's...
Some of them, yes.
Yeah, probably. People are dumb. No offense to all my dumb people out there. But they're the reason that there are so many like alien movies is to try to get people used to seeing aliens, so when they disclose it, if they ever do, like people won't freak out about it. And that's why there's like Bigfoot TV shows and Bigfoot movies and like giant movies. Like it's all to get us accustomed to seeing it, hearing about it, talking about it, having it in our houses, and then we won't care about it. And that's what that's like one of the conspiracy theories is that like it's all to get us like used to it, so we're fine if they ever do come out.
Just find me an underground house. I'll be fine. I'm cool with that.
I mean, shit. I don't think it's.
You occasionally go out in the top house.
I don't think like if it came out that like aliens and like that like ancient civilizations were further back than they think, and like that giants were real. Oh, like giants. That's another thing on the giants. Let me finish the first thought first, and then I'll swing back to the giants. If they came out that all of that were real, like it would change a lot of people's like beliefs in things, and a lot of like religions might go a little bit wackadoo for a while, but then they'd explain it away easily. But like I don't think it would really change anything unless aliens just started going, hey neighbor, moved in next door and shit. That would be sick. I'd go hang out with an alien. I'm not gonna lie. I will go hang out with you, alien. You come over, you hang out with me. You can leave her out of it. She obviously doesn't want it, but
yeah, because they might be like...
I don't think they're gonna eat me. They haven't eaten us yet. We're still a lot of us. There's still 8 billion of us plus. They haven't eaten us.
Yeah,
so
starting to look pretty yummy.
Hey. Hey. But I don't think it would like change a lot about society. It might change a lot about society, but I would still go to work tomorrow, is what I'm saying. Like, people might be rushing to the store trying to get all the toilet paper, but like, we experienced that with COVID, so it's fine. But anyway, giants. One of the last things that I'll say about giants is they think that... I don't know if I believe in this one, but I'm going to throw out the theory for you and your sake at home. The giants, they think that at least some of the giants, I don't think, but I don't know, They think that some of the giants were like offspring of the gods and humans, and then they became giants that were the Watchers or the Nephilim. Have you ever heard of them? They're like all in like the Bible and whatnot, and that's and like the flood is what killed off all the giants, or at least most of the giants back in like the the Middle East area, because that's where like all the Bible stuff takes place, is back there. I think some of them still whatever hung out in the Americas, if all that is true. But so the flood was supposed to kill off all the giants, which is all like the fallen angels and or angel babies with humans, and they became giants, and they were like tyrants, and they like attacked humans, but they also built things, and they think that the giants maybe built like the pyramids and like giant structures, which is another theory. Sure, why not? But they got too bad, and that's when the flood happens, and the flood gets mentioned everywhere in the world, which means that flood probably existed. And I think it's the Younger Dryas, which is an impact, which isn't God. Maybe it was God throwing an asteroid at us. Who knows? But, you know, that's all my conspiracies that I got. This is all the shit that I listen to when I go to work and whatnot. I find very interesting. Hopefully I inspired somebody to look into this stuff, because it's really interesting, I think. And it's really fun to listen to. But
I read this.
Yeah, do you have any final comments, final thoughts about any of these topics that we have? No? All right. Well, how about you? Do you have any thoughts, any comments? Do you think I'm a crazy nutball? Probably. It's fine. I am. I'm cool with that. I never claimed to be the straight and narrow. Hey. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If I come up with more topics to talk about, we'll be back with another Monday Morning Mind Meld. If not, catch me on ENT Entertainment on YouTube, where I act and I game. And sometimes she acts with me, and sometimes Travis games with me. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.